everyone, and welcome back. It's Star Ladder Season 12 Europe, stage number 1, where we got the 4 groups, A, B, C, and D. All going to be looking to go toe-to-toe here. We are in Group B now. It's day number 2 of Group B action, and it's going to be a matchup between Navi taking on Basically Unknown. Let me go ahead and get this started by throwing on our pick screen here, and we can get that fancy-ass overlay happening. The production value... Can't do it all by my lonesome without this. Boom! Star Ladder. There we are. So, guys, I hope you're having a good day. It's Pi Day, if you didn't know. For those of us in the States who like to order your date appropriately, it's 3/14/15. That's right. It's March 14th, 2015. So, after this Dota action, why don't you go out there and celebrate by having a slice of warm apple pie? Whatever the hell you want. So, without further ado, let's hop into it here. The draft at hand. Navi have first pick, and they have grabbed a hold of the Troll, but not before banning out the Wisp, the Axe, the Jug. They've also snagged up the Rubik for themselves. Basically Unknown. They banned out that pesky puppy Chen. Or at least, you know, just the Chen. Also got rid of Dazzle. Tinker had been banned out, and then what was the standard for Dendi for quite a while? The Magnus. But they are able to snag up the Shadow Fiend as well as Earthshaker. So, and a Clockwork to lead things out. So, Arise, one known from playing his Magnus as well. I was going to be curious if we could see between him and Dendi, two very prominent Magnus players, if we were going to have an opportunity to see who has the best Magnus. But at least for game number 1, it's going to get the ban. So, not happening here. But I really like the early head in here from Basically Unknown. They get their Shadow Fiend as a strong mid lane dominate. But they do still have a sniper out there. So Navi have the potential to do a sniper troll thing. It's still there as an option. Avos typically likes to do his Troll Warlord in the side lane. I don't know how much sniper exactly Dendi has been playing, but it almost seems too juicy to pass up the potential of Troll with his ultimate and Sniper having the best of that attack speed. But they are able to pick up the Rubik. Now Phoenix. Do they go for the Treant Protector? Are we going to see that big wombo combo kind of a team fight when you get the lockdown from Tree and then the Phoenix Egg just does devastating damage on top of it? I wouldn't mind that. Plus they have the benefit of already having a Rubik on their team. Rubik is typically one of those good counters towards the bird, so they don't have to worry too much about that. And by the way, we didn't say much of it yet, but Rubik, nice options here already. You got Earthshaker, you got a good fissure to grab. Even Clockwork can provide a few funny things. And yep, there it is. It's going to be the Treant Protector. This is something that Team Evil Genius is kind of debuting a bit in the DAC run. It was very potent and did a lot of serious work, so some teams have been kind of tinkering with it a bit. And it looks like Navi are going to give it a whirl here. And to round out the final pick for Basically Unknown, they get a hold of Lion. So just a good old standard platinum tier support as of recent. Plenty of lockdown between Earthspike and the Hex. Good mana drain early. And of course the Burst of the Finger. And well, he's got pretty good base attack damage that's been buffed up recently, so he can zone back what could be this pesky offlane Phoenix and not allow him to get these early levels. But I'm curious to see how it's going to end up working out here. Navi, after having both supports, and Phoenix, they need a Dendi hero. Are we going to be seeing the Dendi Quap? No, actually, the Quap was already banned, so no Quap there. Could still go for a Puck if he wants kind of that same play style. Lina is something that a lot of people have been running also against something like Shadow Fiend. If you're not going to go for Sniper, Sniper has been completely ignored to this point, which is interesting. Man, we really need to get the mods up in here. What is happening in this chat? Can you guys just take it easy? Welcome to Star Ladder English channel. I don't know if you didn't get the memo. But, anyways. Final ban, by the way, for Navi was getting rid of that Skywrath Mage. So, not favoring the silence factor, which is so good against Phoenix. And it was interesting because Basically Unknown could have grabbed something like a support silencer if they really wanted to take it to the bird. But it's kind of hard to pass up on an opportunity like Lion if it's kind of out there. But Navi kind of going to the clock here. It's Dendi's hero that we're anticipating to be picked up. And, well, a few of his standard options being taken away. In fact, the last 3 bans were all pretty much targeted at Dendi. Getting rid of the Tinker, Magnus, and Quap. Leaves him with a couple options. How about Pudge? I want to see that frickin' Pudge, man. It's been so long. Dondo, please. Oh, it's just going to be the ugly little man Sniper, who has quickly become the most hated and revered hero in the game. It was just such a sweet opportunity. I'm surprised that Navi had saved the sniper pick till the end. I was actually expecting it to get picked up in that third spot once he wasn't even banned in the first phase, but somehow he makes his way all the way through the draft into this last pick. So, well, gotta tell you, Navi, man, they have a disgusting kind of a lineup just between those two solid cores. They have good early foundation. Treant Protector is going to be good for the anti-early gank movement that could be coming out potentially between someone like Lion. And we'll have to see how it goes here. But here we are, folks. It's our first series, our first best of 3 of today. It's going to be basically unknown taking on Navi. After this matchup, we got Team Empire, who are currently going against Ninjas in Pajamas in another matchup over at MLG. They are going to be taking on the Goomba squad. That's right, Goomba. They're back in action here, and we get to find out exactly what's been going on with them, and today will be their first match. But already at the top of this Group B is Empire with a nice 2 series up on all the other teams. Navi currently have 1 loss. Same goes for basically unknown, so this is a very, very important match for both teams. They need this win. If they're caught in the bottom 3rd or 4th slot of this group, they will not be moving on to the big LAN. They will be stuck going down to Star Series or any sort of B League before that. So no early movement, no real adventure into the opposing jungle. It's just kind of scouting out the runes from both sides. It seems like the top rune's going to be pretty much secured here for Navi. You can see Havos there kind of mouth watering right here. Looking forward. Going to be joined by Godblack for now. But not very aggressive, so as the lanes do develop, we can lead into some roster introductions here. For Radiant side, it's basically unknown. We got the Nico Baby Slark here in the bottom lane playing your core farmer. Insol's going to be on that support Lion nearby. We got Dumpster Player, who is actually Arise. I remember yesterday was very sorry that he accidentally named himself wrong. And apparently when these players get creative with these names, they're stuck with them for 2 weeks. So he's a Dumpster Player for now, but it is actually Arise. Anyways, he's going to be taking over that mid lane for the Shadow Fiend. Nearby, we got Pure Evil, who's going to be on your support Earthshaker. And finally, in the off lane, we got Mind Control, and whoa, he's juggling this push right here. Puts down the cogs early, it looks like, and, well, he's going to allow the range keep to move on through, and, well, even uses the second set right there to pull them all the way back. So that's a big Creequilibrium push forward for himself to get under the tower and get some early XP. Certainly would be happy with that because he's going to have his hands full in this matchup right now with this tri-lane. You got Havos' Troll is going to be going for the CS, and already Vanscore is just trying to poke and get him away. Godblack's going to be nearby, but it looks like he's going to be dealing with the creep pull here. Mid lane for Navi, of course, none other than the one and only Dendi, the face of Navi, if you will, playing that sniper. He's taking full advantage of what should be the better laner here on paper going against the Shadow Fiend. He's just giving him no respect from the low ground. And you can see nearby Earthshaker's kind of keeping a watchful eye. If Dendi gets too aggressive, goes too far forward, he'll be there to kind of be the combo breaker and, you know, maybe put him in his place. Bottom lane, look at this. Early engagement's breaking out as there's the pounce from Nico Baby onto Uba. That must be a stand-in. Uba, huh? I'm not sure if that's an alias or not. I didn't really have the opportunity to look at it, but anyways, this gentleman is going to be playing your off-lane Phoenix here, and he's got a pretty good time right here. Both supports are kind of working with the creep pull, so no one's in the lane really zoning the bird back, so he's got some free room to move forward, get a little bit of XP. And because he has that Icarus dive, he can move nearby these creep waves and kind of steal a little bit of the XP factor and still be able to get away. But as the levels build up on these supports, like Insol and his Lion, getting away is not going to be so easy once he starts getting all that lockdown online. And it looks like he's going to be right there at the 2-minute mark to scout out a regen rune there at the bottom. Oh, Vanscore grabs up the rune at the top. Meanwhile, mid lane, oh, Dendi could be in trouble and will go down. It's Arise getting the first blood in the mid lane. And like I said, keeping a watchful eye nearby, Pure Evil sees an opportunity to lay down the fissure and gets the setup right there for his buddy Arise. And it's going to be basically unknown who strike first. Good for them. Leading out your CS, though, in this early laning phase, it's Slark, 12-3. Pretty nice early boost here in the bottom lane for Nico Baby. So he's got free will. His supports can kind of move off, do their own thing. Not going to be threatened too much from this bird, but top lane, look at Vanscore here dancing on the side. Mind Control playing it safe. Does not want to be caught out and lifted into a bad situation. Did he go Leech Seed? He certainly did. Godblack has Leech Seed ready to go, so if there is a situation to go on the clock, he's going to have the slow ready to go. But you saw it there, man. Even level 1 living armor was not enough to help out Dendy here. But his CS 10-4, tied up with Arise and Shadow Fiend. And of course, Arise now has the bonus from that early first blood, so he's going to take control of this lane. And I'm curious to see if Navi are going to look to adventure towards this mid lane and kind of help their sniper buddy out. Not seeing a smoke here on your Rubik or on Goblak, of course, so it looks like that might be put on hold for a little bit here. Looks like Phoenix is just trying to steal some XP. As Insol's just kind of pull this way back and just kind of keep that pattern happening here for the early laning phase. Nothing too exciting, just Phoenix being neglected a little bit, though he's level 3.5, so it's not all too bad. Clockwork in comparison is 2.5, so he's having a much harder time, but it's mid lane where action breaks out once more. Arise with that early boosted advantage is able to kind of capitalize on this mid lane. Takes it over. Dendy's going to be taken down again. He gets boosted that much further. And with that, he'll be able to segue towards this bottom where there's going to be a bounty rune for him to pick up. And I'm curious to see if he kind of keeps coming towards the bottom here. Nah, he's going to walk himself right back towards that mid lane, but Goblak's here now because Dendy needs help. That's 2 times he's been taken down this mid lane. He might need some assistance here, and Goblak with this invis is going to plant himself and see if maybe Shadow Fiend makes his return, but Shadow Fiend, he's going to farm a double stack. Arise, so much boost, and Phoenix will go down. Oh, baby, I'm on a roll right now with this camera. Wonderful stuff happening. Well, they get their kill bottom lane. Phoenix does end up being dropped. Goblak not going to be able to assist him too much with the living armor. And, well, it's unfortunate stuff. Earthshaker, after coming in and assisting, this is just kind of that PPD style Earthshaker, that heavy support where you can roam and easily move between both the mid and bottom lane. In the dark, Navi have no idea where he's going to be popping out from, and he pops out again, shows his cow face on the bottom, and gets the stun lead in, and there's not much Phoenix to do about it. Just too much lockdown at this point. Earthshaker, Lion together. Soon you're going to be having a hookshot Clockwork on your hands. They have a lot of ways to put Navi in their place and kind of move forward with that. So something to keep an eye on. And all the meanwhile, Nico Baby has his Midas already complete. 5-minute Midas. Very good timing for him. And that's going to be able to pay off very, very soon. What's happening here? Mind control? Man, I love that Clockwork set. He looks so scary and badass in his portrait. But how is he looking as far as in the game? Not as badass. Level 3.5 now. But he's alive. He hasn't been getting caught out too much. Just playing very safe. He's got only the 1-1-1 build, so I can't even see if he's going to be putting more into the battery assault or favoring a bit more into the rocket this particular game. Wager battery assault's a good option this game. But bottom lane, we see a scout out from both sides. There's a DD rune being protected right now and preserved for Arise. But here comes Vanscore. Ooh, Vanscore be trouble. He wants to move in, but he might have been too greedy going for that rune deny, and will be. Oh my god, Vanscore wasn't worth it. I don't think so. Arise says cute little trick, but one auto attack and a fissure set up. A couple of raises, he gets the job done. And look at these stacks that are also built up here. Arise is going to be a farming machine. He's going to have such a nice early boost in this game. I wonder what he's going to be going for. He's going for the mech, so he's going for the more defensive kind of a build. And not going down the road of your old quote-unquote spirit bomb build-up of getting the Yules. I guess that makes sense. They don't have really any other mech candidates on their team, and they want to favor the extra bit of sustain power. They'll make use of it. Where's Dendy been? He stepped away from mid lane for a little bit, but he does have his Aquila and his boots now. Move forward, telekinesis. Trying to make a go into the Earthshaker. Should get it with relative ease. And the Assassinate will secure that one. Navi finally able to get themselves onto the board with a gank rotation from Vanscore. Very nice setup and a kill that Dendy certainly needed. Top lane, though, it's also Havos who's bringing in some good farm. He's top of CS, not top of net worth, though, but 51. Last hits for now. So already got the Morbid Mask and Bassi. Going to finish out that Aquila. And you got to remember, they could have good Roche potential. Bottom lane, though, they're making it go on to Phoenix. Lead in with the Hex. They get the stun and the pounce. And that bird is going to get caged. And they take him down. 5-1. Really strong start right now for basically unknown early into this game. Only about 8 minutes in, but the early look at the net worth graph showing it is in the favor of basically unknown by Only about 1k gold. Nothing too crazy. Runes are going to spawn. It's going to be grabbed up top. Havos grabs up the bounty, leaves a regen at the bottom, which will be taken there for a rise. He's already got his buckler on hand and his headdress, so after he takes down a couple of jungle stacks, he's going to have a mechanism. Pretty solid timing, if I say so myself, but Eco Baby. What's he buying here? He's got that Sobe Max already. But that Midas, I want to see what mobility item he's going to be considering to go for here. Oh, mid lane. Phoenix back from the dead. Icarus dive forward right into the fissure. Here comes a rise. Going for the raise. Oh, misses the mid one. And they quickly run up to the north to get away. Smart call. Good rotation comes in from basically unknown. And Navi know it's the right time to step back. Earthshaker just kind of thankful for his life at that point. Looks like they're pinging it out. They got the stack. More stacks here for a rise, man. These BU supports really showing a lot of love and care for their core here in the mid lane. This Shadow Fiend is being nicely taken care of. He's got his mechanism now complete. And look at this. Just unrelentless aggression bottom lane. Nico Baby going well behind the tower. Even though it's full on life to try to keep pressure on the Vanscore here, who just kind of wants to get some solo farm and get his level 6. Needs the bread and butter of his whole ability. He needs spell still, man. Got to put it to use. A lot of good options this game. Would love to be able to grab it. Mind Control also now level 6. So he's got his power shot. Recently got his Tranquils. Alright, so benefiting, I guess, from the side regen, but more importantly, the extra armor. The move speed to go from lane to lane to look for the setup certainly would be nice as well. So it's a good start for him. And Godlike as well. He's got a lot of solo time here in the top lane. Oh my god, he is going Aghanim Scepter. Okay, so taking a page out of the FNG book with this one, or K-pop book if you want to say that. Ooh, good sidestep. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dendi avoids the hook shot, but is not going to be able to get a part of that rune action right there. So the invis will be taken instead from the Earthshaker, but hold on. Uh-oh. Moves in. Echo. Hi, how you doing there? Puts down the Totem, wants to body block him a bit, and they can't get him in the cogs. That's unfortunate. Mind Control trying to run away, but gets a parting gift. Boom! Shot down. Icarus dive forward. They still need to get him. Oh, good sidestep. Good sidestep. Oh, my goodness. 21 life. Can he make it away here? He's going right towards Godlike. Okay, there he goes down. Tomahawk to the back of the head from Havos secures that one, but that was a lot more work than it should have been. Ideally, that would have been a quick takedown after the rotation came from Navi in the mid lane, and then they could have added some push onto the tier 1 tower, but Mind Control making him work for that one. But let's go back a moment here. This is Godlike Tree going point booster, and he already has the Ogre Club complete. He has been a silent farmer this game. I'm sure basically unknown have the idea as far as what the hell's going on. I'm sure they've looked in his inventory. But, so you're going to be seeing Navi really taking control of the map. Man. All you got to do is put those little eyes, like you put them in the neutral stacks of the enemy woods, and you get free gold. And you get great vision. And you can use your ult anywhere across the map, too. Oh, it's ridiculous. You get that in a refresher orb, you're having a good time. But, of course, that does also mean that their Rubik, Vanscore, he's going to be more selfless. You know, he's got to get all those wards. But, hey, hookshot jump in for Dendi, just trying to work with the ancient stacks. And now he's going to get caught with the fissure, trying to still walk away from this one. A bad block right there, and Mind Control has to turn all the way back and around, but back and behind now. It's Navi coming in. Arise, caught from behind, but they instantly blow up Vanscore with the finger. Meanwhile, your Phoenix goes into the Supernova egg, and Navi are not going to be able to take anyone down. It's just going to be the simple Vanscore drop. Dendi was able to get away from that gank, but it's still basically unknown. 6-2 up and ahead, having a nice promising lead in. Not a huge advantage, just a nice start. Slark's going to be one to keep an eye out for, though. He's got his Midas, power treads, and about 1,500 gold. Curious to see if he'll go for that Shadow Blade or maybe the Blink Dagger, but look who's dancing around mid lane. It's Havos. They want to get rid of maybe some of these access points on the side of basically unknown. Getting rid of that mid tier 1 tower, and maybe even the bottom tier 1, allows them to maybe feel a little more comfortable moving into the Roche. getting that taken care of. Mask of Madness now complete on Dendi. He puts to use right here in the mid lane, but now I just want to do nothing more than keep checking out Goblak and see the progress of this Agnum Scepter. When FNG did it for Asus Polar, it was the first time it was done in a competitive game. So this could be the second. Goblak, speaking of which, top lane gets caught, pounced, and gets away because Nature's Guise is a hell of an ability when you don't have a detection. Oh boy. Well, they're not going to go that deep for it. As the rotations come, Goblak is going to be A-OK. Starts healing himself up with his own living armor. And he'll get to walk away with his life, so good for him. But basically unknown, don't want to let up the pressure quite yet. They still hide nearby. So close, yet they don't know it. What did he snag up right there? Okay, packed, pretty cool, not too crazy, but mid lane, that's where the action is. Jumping in, my control, makes it go onto Havost. Havost makes a go, gets the clockwork down. Requiem on the return to Rise, gets his kill there. That mech certainly helps keep him alive. Dendi sees the approach of the Earthshaker and has to step back. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade that certainly favors basically unknown, only sacrificing their mind control clockwork for the Havost troll. Good stuff for them, 7-3.
Yes.
And basically unknown, not getting a wealth of rewards after these fights, but it's enough to take this game inch by inch. But Dendi is getting a lot of good farm here. And this Ags on tree is going to be interesting. How do they have a way to clear out trees? They don't have any natural abilities that looks like they clear out trees. But Vanscore, ooh, might be caught out. Pounce misses, but they still get a hold of him. Fissure sets that one up. Echo, boom! Takes down one, they get two. Nico Baby gets the double. Basically unknown. Basically dominating this top lane. 15 minutes in. Now they can try to follow it up with a good objective here as they clear out the tier 1 tower. Good grab for them. Well, look at this. Look at this. So Havost and Goblak will head into the pit, which will be scouted. And start going to work. The damage isn't super potent yet, so he might need to second guess this and will. Sees the rocket come in. Sees basically unknown disappear from the map, the majority of them. This is the Navi vision right now, where they only see mid lane. Incoming! Whereas we'll look over on the side of basically unknown. They have one aggressive ward right there, but they have clockwork on their team, so they can scout out at any moment whether the Rosh is being done or not. Basically anytime Havost is off the map. Could see something break out here mid lane, potentially. The Blink Dagger, as you can see, was picked up from Nico, so he kind of dances in front of him a bit, but then immediately pulls back. Oh, look at this S4 rune pop up. Double damage at the bottom. Ooh, Nico Baby sees it. Nico Baby takes it. Havost is like, get over here. I wanted that. Oh, God. He misses with the slow. And he's like, I don't know if I want to fight a double damage Slark. Yes, I do. I'm going to go back in. Ha, ha. Gotcha. He's not going to do anything with it. But meanwhile, I'm distracted by Havost and his tomahawk throwing. It's the rest of basically known that move into the Navi woods and get their kill, taking down Vanscore, but they will not get away empty-handed. Boom! It's Dendi getting the kill right there with his assassinate, taking down his support in exchange. But all the meanwhile, look at Arise, man. He does some serious split push. He takes down that tier 2 in the top lane. Oh, jump in from Slark. Still has that DD. Dendi's in big trouble. Needs a few more right clicks. Nature's Guys, something? Put him under. Oh, he goes down. The ult comes, but it's too late. They try to put it together in synergy with the bird, but that's not happening. The bird egg gets cracked. He goes down. Goblak's going to be next with the finger. Oh, it's a slaughter from Navi. As they lose 3. Basically unknown do lose 2. At the end of it, you got to, of course, count the Earthshaker who went down at the start. 13-5. But man, basically a no, they jump onto Havost. Requiem almost goes off. What a lift right there from Vanscore, but it's not going to save Havost. He gets raised and taken care of. And man, basically no, they get these picks, they get these setups, they get these kills, and then they follow it up with tower kills. This is just solid executed Dota right here. And they'll get that tier 1. Goblak, one component still away from getting an Agnum Scepter. Dendy comes back, but he's going Maelstrom. Look at that. Yeah, he's got the hammer and glove. Vos was taken out, and he's got a Yasha. Didn't complete out his Helm of the Dominator / Mask of Madness. Kind of just down the road the casual Yasha first and foremost. Maybe just going to go full SMY from here, but they are the ones definitely down. 14-5. The net worth now the biggest advantage we've seen all game at about 6-7K. And, well, mid lane, Dendy taken care of again. It's a solo pickoff there for Arise. Sets it up with the Requiem. I'm not too sure, actually, how he set it up without a Yules, but he got it done. Nearby, though, Slark could be in trouble. Goes into Shadow Dance. Is on the run here. Oh, they try to get the slow, and they don't. Havos instead sees a courier, and he's like, I want that! Oh! Oh! Come here! Oh, he tries to get vision with the axes, but that courier is gone. Sorry, buddy. Not happening. Meanwhile, look at this. Basically unknown. They're pushing from the bottom now onto this tier 2. They're bringing it down very low. Arise posted on his Twitter how important this match was for him. And he's been playing like it's an important match. He has been playing very well in this Shadow Fiend. And, well, we'll see if he can get the win he wants. Well, left-hand side, you can see Havos. He's running in. They're trying to make it go into pure evil. Drops down the fissure. He's still able to sneak through the cracks and get on in. Navi are going to get a hold of evil, even committing the overgrowth for it. Left-hand side, you can see they're not able to get their kill. It ends up just being the one-man drop in favor of Navi. And their tier 2 is going to be deniable. Or healed up. That's right, they have a tree, so don't deny anything. Okay, jump and stun. Insole, finger. But that tree is building an ag, so he's got plenty of life right there, buddy. Insole, I regret my decision immediately. It's not like that. Bird's stuck on the high ground. Oh, but he's got Icarus dive. He'll go down. And look at this. Navi moved themselves into the pit, but still, oh, Nico Baby jumps in and takes out the rest of Goblack with relative ease. Hides under Shadow Dance before Denny can get a shot on him. And that's just enough to force Navi to not move into the pit and get the kill there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It is an SMY that is complete now on Havost. Just looking to overcome all the rest of the items here. SMY also done on your Slark. But this Slark has a Midas on top of it and a Blink Dagger. Oh, jump in. They get a hold of Vanscore, and he goes down so quick. The Grand Magus performing the greatest magic trick of all, the Disappearing Act, as he gets, well, destroyed. Good jump in overall, and now with Vanscore being down, it feels like with that numbers advantage, basically unknown are going to be moving into the Roche Pit and going for the Aegis themselves. They certainly have the damage. Okay, thank you, K-Pop. The damage, they certainly have it for between the Slark and the Shadow Fiend. There's the D-ward, so they know what's happening. Here comes Navi. Don't do that! We want that. Havos just kind of casually getting the shot off right there. Danny's going to lead in. Oh, Assassinate going to be canceled with a nice fissure and double stun follow-up into a Requiem. Immediate Supernova has to be called out, but the damage might have been done. They take down 3, and now they go on the hunt. They chop down the tree. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Basically known are basically dominating Navi in game number 1. Holy moly, what a setup. Fissure, follow-up Earth Spike into the Requiem. Beautiful work from basically unknown. They get their Roshan Aegis. Now mid lane, they might get another kill on the Vanscore. They will. Mind control, killing spree for him. 22-7. The net worth flying up to the heavens right now, past 10K. Advantage for basically unknown. Now they move in, and they're going to look to take out the final outer tower for Navi, this mid-tier 2, while Slark does work here on the bottom. Look how rich he is. 3K for him. Arise. He starts spending his gold. He already has his BKB. He's going right for what looks like a Desolator. He's not getting any additional minus synergy from someone else on his team, so he'll just get it himself. Oh boy, oh boy. Nico Baby, man, does not want to allow Navi to feel comfortable leaving the base. He's just going to try to corral them and force them to kind of keep defending. I mean, he's pressuring this bottom. Navi are on the move, at least. Trying to clear out their own jungle. Goblack God, this is the unfortunate thing. He had a plan set in mind, and he was on good timing, but then things went to crap, and now he's way behind getting this Agnum Scepter. Way behind. So he's got to pick up the pieces here, but at this point, Navi are feeling like they're almost in frantic mode. They're constantly together, taking farm from each other, working together as much as they can, and, well, they're going to try to make the best of the situation, but now you got these supports who are kind of moving together, farming with their cores, and they should be giving their farm priority to the cores. I'm sure they were hoping by this point the Agnums would be done, and they'd have half the map already spread with eyes and extra bits of vision, but now you have just very, very poor supports. I mean, you have Vanscore is not even at 2K net worth yet. Tranquils and Bracers seems to be the best thing he's got going for him. This Phoenix seems to be way behind being able to finish out a Midas to kind of at least secure some extra XP, at least for now, trying to get his level 11 so he can have the level 2 Supernova. I mean, by the point he even has a Supernova, Slark's going to have so much going for him that the attack speed he brings, him and Shadow Fiend, are just going to be able to easily crack that egg open like nothing. It's just ridiculous. A small pause. We're expecting pauses today. Fortunately, I don't have anyone to kind of BS with in case the pauses go on too long, but it looks like this one's just going to be a small hiccup. So where we're at is Navi in a bit of a frantic state here, just trying to work with what they got. They've been put into a bit of a jam. Basically, Unknown have pretty much taken control of this game. It's their game to lose at this point. I mean, Earthshaker, just looking at the other side, the supports for the side of basically Unknown. You got Earthshaker who's got his Blink Dagger. Lion's got his own Blink Dagger. Hell, he's got a gem. They're rich. They got all the initiation you could ever ask for. And this Slark is just being a real pain in the ass on this Navi bottom lane. Never letting him even go up the staircase. Just kind of being the, the gatekeeper here. Mind control. Oh, goody. He's got his BKB now complete. God Black, he's almost got Agnum Scepter, though. Here we go. Takes down that. All he's got to do is get, like, one more. This right here should help him put it, and he'll have Ags. And then maybe they can kind of push it outside the base. But Lion already has a gem waiting for him. Does anyone have the Quelling Blade? Quelling Blade. Quelling Blade. Anyone got a Quelling Blade? Well, someone's got to get one of those. Because I don't think they have any way to really remove trees, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to need some way to chop down a tree. I don't know. It might not even matter. Navi have to get out of their base first. They are able to find some farm here in the top lane because they need to make sure Havos keeps his farm in check. He's trying to at least throw together his BKB, just the Mithril Hammer away from getting it complete. So 1k gold off, he's got to move through this jungle pretty fast. But Unknown, waiting in the dark for now. Continue to slow siege this bottom lane. It actually almost got the... Whoa, whoops, airball. Nico Baby makes a strong jump forward and a pounce, but, yep, that's not working. And he's dead. He loses his first life. Meanwhile, Arise is just going to try to take that bit of space to make a go onto the tier 3 tower. Brings it very low, but they pull out the glyph, and now they pull out of this bottom lane. They quickly step back as Havos rotates in, and well, they get the tower low, but they don't take it down. They got to start healing it up. Yeah, he starts it right there, but I don't think they're going to walk away until they get this tower finished. Echo Slam ready. Fissure as they jump right on top of Goblak and kill him. Whoa. That escalated quickly. Now down a man. Ooh, hookshot not going to connect there for Mind Control, and he is going to get sanged up, and he's got to get out of there. Forced to pop his BKB to retreat. Assassin's going to fly onto your Earthshaker, and basically Unknown just kind of take a step back here. Maybe seeing if they can draw Navi out from their base, but Navi are not having any of it. They know that their best shot is a strong high ground defense, but now they're going to be doing it without their own tier 3. Rax is exposed. What the hell are they going to do? Basically Unknown now, no Aegis. Do they step back, stall out, wait for the next Roshan, next Aegis to kind of secure this one, or do they want to risk just going forward with what advantage they already got on trying to put the lid on this game? For now, at least they can take away the bits of farm, but here comes Havost. Get the hell out of my jungle! Ha! Yeah, Slark, you're not getting a Slark. You're going to need some assistance, which is not happening. But it feels like Navi, they strung together this draft. You could see the game plan on paper. You know, they got their tree, they got their Phoenix. They seen how it could work together. But I haven't seen any sort of big tree ultimate Phoenix egg bombs that have really put me out of my shoes. And looks like it's just unfortunately a plan that's gone awry. Oh, Havost caught farming. Goes down a minute with no buyback. Oh, man, just out a little too far.
Illusion.
And with the troll now out of the picture, basically unknown, can just go right back to pushing status. Maybe getting this lane towards the base and making a cut towards the bottom where they've already at least taken down that tier 3. But look who's finally got his Ags. He's putting him inside the base, which, you know, if you're based on vision, that's not great, but that will still trap him. Uh-oh, he gets trapped. Pounce forward. Guys is out there, but they have the gem, they have the vision. He's forced to pull out the ultimate, but he'll still go down. Oh, the smoke! He gets away! Unbelievable, Nico baby. Gonna have to step back and out, but there goes mind control jumping in. And, well, that bird is not going to be going into supernova. The Phoenix will not rise again. The Phoenix will be killed. And now it's basically unknown, clearing out the center racks. We could even see the GG here from Navi. I want to say this is a bit of an upset. Navi came into this matchup the 70% odds favored over basically unknown's 30. And it's 27-7, 15K plus net worth lead. I gotta tell you, Arise is 13-0. Vost is dead again. That's the game. Okay. Well, woof, that was interesting. It's really actually hard to say if it's basically unknown played a top-notch game or if Navi were just, well, not feeling it. It's hard to say. It looked like on the draft they had was something very special. Troll Sniper. How often do you even see those two even come together on the same team? Not that often. And they're given the golden opportunity to get it. On top of that, the Phoenix Tree combo. And even a Rubik as the sugar on top. But it's basically unknown to get the job done. Arise finishes the game 13-0. MVP for this first game matchup. But, of course, credit to everyone else. Nico Baby, a solid early 5-minute Midas. Tremendous amounts of farm. Good setup and jump-ins from Mind Control, Earthshaker, and Lion. I mean, by that Roche Pit, those double lockdown stuns. Beautiful stuff. So, with that, it's still a best of 3. Navi have a chance to kind of even things up in game number 2 and take it to a game number 3. Basically unknown. It's match point for them. They need this win to kind of stay alive in Group B. Bringing you the coverage in English. It's us over on Beyond the Summit. I'm KotLGuy. I'm going at my solo here. So, well, if you want to show some love and support, you can hit me up on my Twitter at KotLGuy. But, folks, stick around. We got more Dota action coming up in just a moment. Stick